Hey guys, welcome to Oranjoose's review of the Lenovo LT1423p portable touch monitor with a Wacom active digitizer. This has been a long-awaited product. It was supposed to come out back in like April, and it's been continuously pushed back and back and back. In any case, I've got it now, and the backstory is that Wacom has practically had a monopoly over external professional screen tablets for the longest time with their Cintiq line, and has finally been letting up, with companies like UC Logic releasing technology that is comparable to Wacom's and found in hardware much cheaper, such as the Unova products and even an offering by Monoprice. However, the options are screens that are either way too small, like the 10-inch 1366 by 768 tablets from Unova, or too big for portability, like the 19-inch 1440 by 900 screens from Unova and Monoprice, not to mention less than ideal pixel densities. On top of that, these screens are typically twisted pneumatic panels, that is TN panels, that have poor viewing angles, which lead to inconsistent color representation, which is not the best thing for an artist. And well, this Lenovo LT1423p is supposed to help solve these problems by providing a sweet spot screen size of 13 inches, similar to that Cintiq companion, portability requiring only a USB cable, good viewing angles from the IPS screen technology, and a decent pixel pitch, that is, resolution for its size. Well, let's see how it fares. Let's start by talking about the product. Here's the case that it comes in. It's actually the bottom of the stand that it comes with. It's kind of 2-in-1. It's really solid. I mean, this is good construction quality. I mean, this thing is, it feels like metal. I'd be fooled otherwise. Let's pull this thing out. Oh, here it is. This is the screen. It's really thin and it feels really nice in the hand. It's very light. That's subjective, but you can just hold it and draw directly on it, locking it to your elbow. On the back of it, you can see it has this little flap, this metal flap, which is also very rigid and sits very nicely on the table. Here's a silo. Nice, it has a silo where you can store the stylus. Let's pull this stylus out. Well, it looks kind of like a cheap plastic golf pencil. Well, kind of because, well, maybe because it is like a cheap plastic golf pencil. Let's take a look at this in depth. All right, so here it is. It's, it's pretty dinky. You're probably going to want to get a different pen. Anything that has the Wacom digitizer, like the tablet PCs like a Surface Pro, those kinds of things should work. I'll probably try to have a listing in the description of this YouTube video, but look at this. It's thinner than a pencil. Another problem with it is that when you try to hold it comfortably, you accidentally click this stupid button. It's only one button too. No eraser, just the nib, non-removable nib, and this button that's inconveniently placed for me. All right, well let's look at the actual screen again. It glides on it like glass, like plastic against glass. You'll have to get used to it unless you get a felt nib. And here's the stand / cover. It sits down on these nice little stands that keep it from moving. Nice little traction pads on the back that keep it from moving. And it has this little stand that erects, and you can put the tablet on it. And there's so many different settings for this stand. This is nearly completely upright and completely vertical, and you can go all the way back down to the bottom, which is pretty good. But if you need it to be lower, you can always use that little flap on the back of the tablet itself, and each of these feels very sturdy. So definitely good quality. Next, let's talk about these USB cables that came with it. They're these USB 3 micro cable. Comes with it, and the other side 2 standard USB plugs. So you have to plug in the micro cable, the micro plug into the tablet, and then you plug the both USB plugs into some USB 3 port. Now that's important. This has to be a USB 3 port or else it will not work. Okay, so if you've watched this far into the movie and you don't have a USB 3 controller on your computer, then just stop now and get one, or don't get this product because it's not going to work. And on to the pesky drivers. At first you think this is going to be easy because this thing actually has a 3.5 gigabyte drive like built into it with drivers on it. Sounds great, right? Except that you need Wacom's special drivers in order to get pressure sensitivity in all the programs like Photoshop and stuff like that. So that's called like the Wacom Feel driver, I guess. Some people call it WinTab. I don't know. You have to go online, search for it. Maybe you'll have to search Surface Pro just to get to it because it's kind of the same driver. But you see, these drivers are just really not ready for production, I don't think, because it has all sorts of problems. There's the tablet PC options from Windows, and there's also the Wacom options, and they seem to have conflicting, similar calibration tools. And for some reason, one of them will screw up the other one. I don't know. It's really strange. So when you turn on duplicate for your monitors, actually, it seems like everything's kind of working. Except that when you go to extend mode, at least for me, the tablet screen that you would draw on would actually register that input on the other screen. So it was almost like the tablet was an Intuos or something like that. Like a Wacom Intuos, it just wasn't working properly. And then you would try to choose choose which tablet's the correct screen, and it didn't work. And you just try all sorts of crazy things, and then sometimes your screen will say like tablet PC driver not found, and you don't have to uninstall the driver at that point. You can just restart the computer somehow, and it kind of fixes it temporarily. But really, I don't know what I did, but I got it to work. Believe it or not, I was able to calibrate it, and I was able to do all this kind of stuff. And now it works in extend mode. I'm not sure exactly how I fixed it. It's kind of like a Rubik's Cube where you try one thing, it'll break another thing, and so you just kind of have to keep trying things in the correct order until somehow everything works. Good luck. Let's check out that screen quality. Oh, look at that. It actually looks really good. To me, especially for a drawing tablet, this is the best I've seen. Look at these viewing angles. They're very solid. And the color is actually really good too. This is a lot better than you could expect from the Lenovo cheaper tablets. This is an 8H IPS, so it's probably just it's not even fully, it's not 8-bit. There are only 200,000 colors, but to me, it's good enough. And for me, what's more important is consistency. Now, this is a BenQ LT1423p. You can tell that this is a twisted pneumatic panel. It doesn't have very good viewing angles, but it is a very good, very fast monitor. You can see the difference between these two monitors. Alright, this is the LP3065. It's a professional SIPS, true 8-bit IPS screen. You can tell that the colors between the two. Yeah, well, the Lenovo is no match for the HP, but oh well. Alright, that's the laptop screen in comparison to both. The laptop is an Ativ Book 8, Samsung Ativ Book 8. They're both IPS panels, and they look comparable actually. This is an eIPS, one of the oldest eIPS panels, and this is one of the oldest 120 Hertz panels that we have. It's a ViewSonic, once again, back at the Dell, the Ativ Book 8, the HP, the Lenovo, and then finally, I guess, back at that BenQ. And here we have a still image of the viewing angles. The bottom left is the Lenovo, the top left is the BenQ, the top right is the HP, and the bottom right is that Ativ Book 8 laptop. Next, I wanted to do an input lag test. That is, I wanted to check to see the time it takes to process the signal, send it to the USB cable, and project it on the screen. As you can see, the comparison between the incredibly fast BenQ monitor on the top and the Lenovo is just pretty remarkable. while this BenQ is plugged in through the HDMI port, it's not on its full 120 hertz, and it's scaling. Those are all things to consider, but you can see that they're neck and neck in these still image tests. Let's take a walk outside. Hey, well, you can see that you're not going to really be working outside, as you can see. And well, you can also see me recording this with the Lumia 1020. Well, it actually does better than the laptop screen, but not much. Let's take a step back inside because it's freaking cold. Well, actually, let's do something with this finally. And let's draw. Well, as you can see, oh my goodness, such little lag. I was so excited when I saw that. Look at the lag. It's so low, in my opinion, compared to what I've seen. And the pressure sensitivity works very well. I mean, it works really well. I mean, it says it only has 256 degrees of sensitivity, but I don't think that, I personally don't see a need to have more than 256, and to be honest, it just feels very nice with this particular tablet. Let's open up OneNote full screen here so that we can test it out in another application. Maybe you can't tell very easily, but I'm just testing more lag. You can see the lag really well by me doing this. Alright, swirling around. Pretty good, pretty good. Now let's do corner tests so that we can see how precise the tracking is. And I was really impressed. Look at this. Look at that. Well, I guess you can see that top right corner. But it is very good corner performance from what I've seen. Also, palm recognition, as you can see here, it works very nicely. And it rejects my palm. Pardon the handwriting. But yeah, see, that says palm rejection seems to work just fine for those of you who can't read that. And that brings us to the end of the video. Well, I know it wasn't all that in-depth, but please ask questions in the comments and I'll see if I can humor them as best as possible. Thank you for watching.